Buongiorno from Refugio Dibona. I just want to talk a little bit about sort of the differences in some of the refugios. This one, served by cars. There's the bunkhouse over there. This is not a remote mountain hut by any means, although it's wonderful scenery. So they operate sort of differently. This is just sort of like a guest house in a remote area, or in a not on the main highway, shall we say. Even though we're just 5 or 10 miles from Cortina, which is like the main tourist town for the Dolomites, with hotel rooms, 300, 400, 500 euros a night. So I think this is just sort of a more economical version for a lot of people just to drive up. Got my packed lunch this morning, €6. I mean, that's like a deal almost, especially here. Some of the other refugios are much more remote, run by like the Alpine Club, not really serviced by cars and trucks. No hot showers, that kind of thing. This is full service. I'm very hopeful. It was supposed to be bad weather, 75-80% chance of rain, thunderstorms during the day, and it doesn't look bad. And I want to say something else about planning is everything, the plan is nothing. I was a little worried last night, and because I didn't have a place to stay tonight, bad weather, rain all day. It was going to be, I thought, a really long day to get to anywhere, and maybe catch a bus and go into Cortina and spend a lot of money or whatever. And so on the off chance, I checked a refugio right on the trail, not far ahead. And previously, they had no occupancy, but they have one bed for tonight. So I guess somebody canceled. And this was always like a really hard part of the Alta Via-1 for me in terms of logistics and where to stay and what kind of day it was going to be. And so it kind of is lucking out for me. Yeah. So hope you have some good luck today too. Isn't that a great mountain? I do want to say a word about how I'm navigating here on this trail. So I'm at a crossroads here. There's just a signpost. The middle signpost there says Refugio Nuvolau, which is where I'm headed tonight. I was able to get a booking late last night because they had a cancellation. But it's a little different than sort of navigating on the PCT or even the CDT, in which pretty much everybody is using gut hooks, and you have crowdsourced, with water sources and best restaurants and hostels, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm using a combination of 3 different things, one of which is a guidebook, the Cicerone Guide to the AV1. It's good. It has some local color. It's well written. It has maps. It's not terribly good for planning, for how far can you get here to there. What are your options if you can't get into this hostel to go to that hostel? And the author will say, oh, you now enter a pretty little glade where, this and such kind of flowers bloom in August. Well, that's not really what I want to know. I want to know how many more kilometers do I have to go to the next road crossing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it's not great for that. I'm also using All Trails, which keeps trying to punt me onto their like $80 a year subscription service now. That also has had some, and I'm not doing that. I'm just using the free version. But that has had some problems too, because the Alta Via-1 is broken up into like 8 different segments, and you have to figure out where you have to search each one separately, and you can't like join them together into one trail. It's just sort of not set up for that kind of thing. And I'm also using Google Maps, believe it or not. The latter two, but not the Cicerone guide, will give me a GPS drop where I am. But it can be kind of confusing. The Alta Via-1 has many different variations. So the Cicerone guide, although it does have the main via Alta Via-1 with some designated alternates. Like right now, I'm supposed to be on the Alta Via-1 according to the Cicerone guide. According to All Trails, I'm nowhere near the Alta Via-1. It goes like a different place. And so you sort of have to navigate. And the way they do it with the signposts is this is trail 442. 442 does not appear on Google Maps, the Cicerone guide, or All Trails. So if you have a hard copy map in which that is listed, 442 would be on there. So I've been able to make do, but it's sort of frustrating, and it takes a little bit of time in order to, negotiate everything. I haven't really gotten turned around or, added bonus miles, I don't think, on this trail, but I'm only a few days in. Okay, it's starting to cloud over. The thunderstorms are supposed to roll in the afternoon. So although I now have just a very short day, 3 or 4 hours of hiking, something like that, I do need to make some tracks. So this is the Refugio Torre, and that's one of the Torre. But I just wanted to draw your attention to this little resupply cable car, and it goes up and up into the mountains there, apparently where there are no roads. This is, supplied by roads, by cars and trucks and stuff like that, so it's not a problem, but it's all staged for sending some stuff up. So down there is the Refugio of Torre, and I read in the guidebook that one of the five towers in 2004 collapsed. And I wonder if it's that one. It looks like it's, it's relatively recently like on its side. Oh, and let's see here. I see climbers. I see climbers up there. And I see climbers right there. Wow. Okay. Yeah, must have any number of routes. And this is how people are getting up from the, if they don't drive, just on the chairlift from the valley. And where I was 2 days ago was the top of that one. Right there, where the Refugio is. Yep. And so I came down there yesterday, and then actually behind that one, and then down, and Refugio, where I started today, was somewhere down in that area, pretty low. Okay, it's it's not turning out to be such a bad day. Still supposed to be some, thunderstorms, but I might be in the refuge before then. This is just tremendous scenery here. See the line of people going up. Just to get a good view, I'm sure. The Refugio is quite small. And I'll talk more about it when I get there. So this is Refugio Nuvolau. I'm looking south. Swinging around to the west, down into that valley. That is where I was 2 days ago, that one right there, where the tunnels were. And I've hiked up from like in there today. And swinging around to the east, and now back again to the south. I'm on the south side of Refugio Nuvolau, where I'll be staying tonight. But I gotta show you sort of some of this. It's just out of hand. It's just out of hand. Okay. I'll swing around to the west here. You can see. And I came from like that direction the last couple days. And that way was the south, and now that way is, you can look down into the town of Cortina, where they're going to have some of the venues for the 2026 Winter Olympic Games, right down in there. Well, we're getting a little rain. No real thunder yet at the Refugio. No view. Should be safe though. Made of stone. It's the oldest Refugio in the Dolomites, 140 years old.